Good morning, Wilmington.
Good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, Vincenzo.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. I can't believe we're in March already.
Already. Literally already. Like, this year's moving super fast.
Super fast.
Weather is super crazy, but we're still here. So, and I'm talking about not just DETV, I'm talking about you at home. We are still here rocking out and just showing how beautiful this wonderful state and this amazing city is. So I'm ready. You ready?
Always ready.
All right.
Born ready. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Weekend was good. I spent it with my daughter and my son.
Aw, Maddie.
Those two. So Maddie she loves pancakes. We went to IHOP, and got her favorite cupcake pancakes where she only ate two bites of them, and all of a sudden her stomach started hurting and all that. But needless to say, it was good quality time with my daughter and my son.
And that's what's important, family time.
Yeah.
And that's something that I always, anybody that doesn't know us, if you know Ivan and I, we are all about our family. So even though we're two very busy people, we put our family first.
Yeah, and you're Italian, so that's custom.
Oh yes,
that's culture. Every time I see you with the family, your sister, your brother, and your mom is just freaking amazing.
Yeah, shout out to mom.
Shout out to my
She's watching.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some more eggplant. Okay. All right.
So you have a busy day.
Oh my gosh.
So tell our viewers what you have going on.
So after the show, we got to dip over to the Chase Field House, right? Because the Chase Field House is hosting the Atlantic 10 a tournament, and DETV is producing. We are producing the games.
That's
10
awesome.
games coming out of Wilmington, Delaware. So we all are making history. We all are super excited. Last week, the mayor and I did something for the A10. We sat here and he congratulated 3 young ladies that's playing in the tournament that are from Wilmington, Delaware.
That's awesome.
So we're sending that out to ESPN so they can have it. But we're excited.
Wow, unstoppable, Ivan. You're unstoppable.
I'm trying to tell you. We got some plans for DETV.
I love it. I love it.
A whole content creator thingamajig, if you will, a hodgepodge, if you will, of just great content. So we're super excited. Yes. So what you got going on, Miss Busy? Looking fabulous as always.
Thank you. I always, we have to always step up our game every show,
I'm
right?
to step up my game because I'm going to start asking Vincenzo, so who are you wearing today?
Oh. Stop. But we're hosting the Oscars.
Yes.
Who are you wearing today?
You know what? That's an idea.
Can you imagine?
DETV's, well, we can't call it Oscars. We'll call it DETV's Sean's or something. Sean's Award.
Something. We have to get creative. We'll think about it some more, but you never know. We might be hosting a red carpet event soon.
So if you need us to host, feel free. This is a shameless, unadulterated plug. If you need us to host, feel free to hit the number below.
I love it. Well, today is a special day.
Yes.
Today's a special day,
yes.
Not only beginning of March. Anybody that knows, I'm a huge advocate for promoting literacy through my nonprofit literacy organization, Success Won't Wait. Today is National Read Across America Day. Yeah. So it's all about promoting reading and promoting literacy. What's your favorite book, Ivan?
It's this right here. It's this, Principles. This book right here is so amazing. And it lets you, it teaches you how to manage your time, between time, business, how everything has a systematic way of principles that'll keep you moving.
Love
right?
That.
And I freaking love it.
I love books like that. I love books that are, that help improve, enhance your skills. I love books like that. And can I share my book now?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my book is The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking. This is one of my first public speaking books that I picked up. It's by Dale Carnegie. I actually took a course on Dale Carnegie at the Junior Achievement Foundation when I first started to, be introduced to public speaking, because if you met me many years ago, many years ago, I couldn't put 2 words in a sentence. I was so shy. Right. So my parents felt, let's take a look at this course.
Was that before pageantry?
Before pageantry.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Before pageantry, my brother and I, we both entered the course, and it was very helpful because I acquired skills that I applied in school.
I think everyone needs to take that. That's it.
Excellent book. I mean, good speakers are made, not born.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite childhood book?
Oh, okay. So not only is today National Read Across America Day, today is also Dr. Seuss's birthday. So we have to mention
shout
Dr.
out.
Seuss.
Right.
My favorite childhood book would have to be Green Eggs and Ham.
Okay, I'll take that.
What's yours?
Cat in the Hat.
There we go.
Cat in the Hat.
And I know everybody has read that book.
Who's your favorite character, Dr. Seuss?
Cat in the Hat.
Okay, all right. Mine is the Bluefish.
The Bluefish.
The Bluefish. We have, so look, we're super excited. We have so many, again, amazing people, amazing guests that are here blessing us in our studio today.
As always.
We have Markevis from NerdItNow. Now, look, Markevis, I'm a little biased about Markevis, right? That's my homeboy from Riverside, like started this company of just giving back to the community, right? Because he just like you, with his initiative, yours is reading, his is also community and kids. And it was like, you know what? Let me do something that will allow me to that communication, that digital gap. Let me fill that gap. So he started going around here, right, fixing computers and just giving them out to kids. So I'm super excited about having Markevis on the show today. And NerdItNow. And wait till you hear his story. How he went to China.
I can't wait
Oh
to.
my God.
I actually can't wait to chat with Markevis. He's one of my guests, one of the guests that I'm looking forward to connect with even after the show because I need some tech help. So looking forward to connecting with him. Another guest we have is Antoinette Watson from the Stand DE.
Okay.
As well as Darby-Bey, founder.
Where's she at? Can we get the camera on her real quick? Because wait a minute. Where's she at? Right there. Boom. There she goes.
Darby-Bey, founder of Black Mothers in Power. We're very excited to have three incredible guests, as always, on Good Morning Wilmington.
Yeah.
We're so lucky we get to meet so many influential people in our community. I really believe we are fortunate to be here.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's like this. First, I want to give another shout out to the team and Najee, right? The producer Najee, because Najee she surprises us. She doesn't tell us like in advance like who's going to be on.
No.
We come in and she just hits us with our rundown, and then we look through it and we're like, oh, oh. So we're super excited to bring some information your way so you can see what's going on in the community, the diamonds in the rough. It's not even a rough, like the diamonds. Let me just end it like that, diamonds. And when we come back, we're gonna come back with Darby. That cool?
Love it.
All right, we'll be right back.
I went from doing hair to being in the medical field, and it's honestly the best decision I ever did. I'm very passionate about what I do.
I couldn't be more proud to be a police officer in the city. Couldn't be more proud to serve with all the officers here. It's just an amazing experience.
I don't feel like I really work for a living. It's all encompassing. My life is teaching.
Going directly into the field, especially in a pandemic, I did feel very prepared. Our clinical experience throughout the program, visiting various sites, that all helped. They made sure that we were ready for the next chapter.
I like hiring from Deltech. I know that if they graduated from Deltech, drug and alcohol counseling or human services, that they're going to be prepared to work in this field.
You get the help that you need. The teachers were great. They put me on the right path to taking classes, not only to finish my degree, but that might also help me with that next step.
This is my second career. I don't want to be some 40, 50-year-old who is still in debt trying to pay off my college bills. So yeah, I was able to graduate debt-free and I have a job, so I'm happy.
Luckily, the position I'm in allows me to make a lot of the hiring decisions, especially within the design department. And I always go to Delaware Tech graduates first because they're extremely well-rounded. They have the design skills that we're looking for with the industry. It's just such a flawless transition.
Going to Delaware Tech really prepared me to work with people, have compassion, understanding, and just a caring attitude.
My teachers were the ones that got me into my job. Having the relationship that I got at Deltech and also the information really helped me to get into my field and to be where I am now.
This message is brought to you by Newcastle County Government.
The speed at which the vaccine has come about has given a few folks pause. But when you're losing 500,000 lives in a span of 6 to 8 months, you must respond quickly. The good news is the technology, the messenger RNA vaccination is 30 years old. It's been in the lab waiting for the opportunity to take place. Now, most vaccines have taken years to perfect, but you weren't in the kind of crisis that we're in right now. I mean, this is the largest pandemic in 100 years. So you've got to respond quickly because it's responding quickly. And that's the misperception. It's old technology applied in a very new way for something that was deadly and continues to be.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interests of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Sitting down on the plaza with us is someone who is dedicated to bringing awareness to the racial health disparities in Black birthing people and babies in our state. From conception to after birth, Black Mothers in Power is here to help. Please welcome the founder of BMIP, Ms. Sinead Darby-Bey. Thanks for coming.
No, thank you guys for having me. I am excited to be on Good Morning Wilmington. I am born and raised in Wilmington. I take Wilmington personal, you know, all the other Wilmingtonians do. So I'm just happy to be here today and talk about Black Mothers in Power and the work that we're doing.
Awesome, awesome. What is Black women, Black Mothers in Power?
So Black Mothers in Power, we are a nonprofit, and we're focused on addressing the racial disparities that exist in maternal care. So if you look at the data and the statistics, you will see that the United States overall, we have a very high infant mortality rate. That's of all babies, right? And even as one of the leading countries, we are like at the bottom of all these countries in ranking in maternal deaths. So we're not doing well altogether. But when you even look at the data further, right? And you look at it based on race, there's a big gap where Black women in America, we're 2 to 3 times more likely for our babies to die and for us to die in the maternal stages, from giving birth, from postpartum. So we're looking to address that because I knew the conversation was happening nationally, right? But I was like, what about my state, right? Because I wasn't hearing too much about it about 2-3 years ago. I wasn't hearing the numbers or data specifically for Delaware. And I know that as a Black woman, someone who gave birth, and my experience is that something was going on here in our own state, our own city. What was that? What did that look like? And Wilmington has the highest infant mortality rate in the whole state, right here, our city. So like, I was like, how do I take that knowledge, my power, all of those things that I had, the anger, the wanting to do something, and how do I put that into an organization, into a program or something to address those disparities that exist? And we do that in many ways.
Now, you don't have to be a mother to be a part of the organization?
Correct. You do not have to be a mother. You do not have to be a Black woman to be a part of the organization. We try to be inclusive. So a lot of times we use Black birthing people. A lot of times when we're speaking, or just birthing people if we're talking about everyone in general. When you're in this space, I try to think of identities that I don't identify with, right? I'm not in the LGBTQ community, but I know there's people who give birth who are, right? So how do I make sure that I'm including them in there? There are some people who give birth who do not identify as women, right? So we try to use birthing people to make sure that we're inclusive of everyone who gives birth in some way. So like we might say breastfeeding a lot. There are some people who call it chest feeding. right? So like, yeah.
Is that for real?
That is a thing.
Chest
feeding, yes, it is a thing in the LGBTQ community where they say chest feeding versus saying breastfeeding. Because you might go through a transition where you don't have breast anymore, but you still can produce milk, right?
Got you.
But you don't identify as a woman. I transitioned to a man. I'm a man now. I'm a he. So like now, how do I make sure that I'm using words and terms and I'm being intentional about what I'm saying and how I'm saying it? And when I do make a mistake saying, you know what, I messed up. Now I need to fix this because I was not being inclusive, because I want people of my identities when I walk into a room to be inclusive to me as a black woman in any other way that I might identify with. So we try to do that in Black Mothers in Power. So
Shanae, I commend you for acknowledging that and being so inclusive with Black Mothers in Power, because you mention it, you know, using the correct words so people feel comfortable. And using certain phrases they may think, oh, this is not the organization for me. So the fact that you're very conscious of that, I think that's what's important about your organization, because you are inviting all, not just one group. You're inviting so many people to come in and take advantage of the resources for Black Mothers in Power. And I think that's really important. And I'm glad that you're doing that, because inclusivity is so important.
Yes, and the term that we use is called intersectionality. So there's a Black feminist, she came up with this term called intersectionality. So there was times where feminism was talked about, or womanism, where Black women were included in that conversation, right? So then she said, how do we make sure that Black women are included in this conversation when we're talking about women's rights? And at the same time, when we're included, how do we look at the fact that we're very different? Like, how do we look at the intersections of just being a person, right? So I might be a Black woman with a disability, a Black woman, like so many things in the LGBT community, a Black woman who's homeless. Like, how do I make sure all of my identities are met, and not just talking about me as a woman, but me as a woman, me as a Black woman, as a mother, as all the other identities that I may have.
So this is new to me.
Yeah,
right.
That's cool.
This is really new to me. I'm not a mother. I'm not trying to be. But it's definitely something that's needed for the people like me this is brand new. Can you explain some of the disparities or some of the things that may take place that you're fighting against, or trying to bring knowledge to the people out there of what's going on?
Yeah, so one of the things we're trying to do is increase the number of doulas. So doulas are non-medical professionals who provide support to a birthing person, a mother, during pregnancy and postpartum.
Okay.
Right? So we're trying to increase the knowledge of that, because with the doula, you're able to decrease a lot of the disparities that exist by having someone there to advocate for you, who knows the healthcare system a little bit better than you, to be able to address those things. For instance, breastfeeding. In the Black community, we have low rates of breastfeeding compared to white women. We do not breastfeed at the same rates. And the reasons why, when we went through our enslavement period, they told us we weren't allowed to breastfeed, right? Or we had to breastfeed their children. So breastfeeding is usually knowledge that's passed down from like mom to daughter, grandmom to daughter, like that's usually like passed down in your family, right? And that knowledge was cut off tremendously when we went through slavery here in this country. So then over years and years, then, formula came in, a couple decades later. Yeah. So all of these things kind of affected our numbers to make it low compared to other women in our country. So like that's one disparity that we're trying to fight, because breastfeeding is like the benefits of breast milk. Yeah. It's like amazing. It like it can cure everything. It's like not really everything, but it can yes, it has so many like benefits just to breastfeeding your child. And if Black women were to increase their breastfeeding rates, it would decrease infant mortality rates by 50%.
Wow.
Cut it in half if we were to increase our breastfeeding rates. Like, it's so key and important for us to breastfeed. So like that's one disparity we're trying to address. Like C-sections, Black women are more likely to have C-sections. And like,
why is that? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, so many different reasons to why. So when we talk about the healthcare system, there's so many layers to it. But one of the main reasons why Black women are even dying at higher rates is because of implicit bias and racism in the hospital system. So if you look at the foundation of our healthcare system, it was embedded in racism. Like a lot of the sciences that started, they were experimenting on Black bodies.
On Black bodies.
Yes, so they would take for like for OBGYNs, like gynecology, like that is based off of experimenting on black women's bodies. They would take enslaved black women and experiment on them to come up with the science we have today. When we go to the doctor, and already going is uncomfortable, so I can't even imagine the pain they were going through.
No anesthesia,
no, any of that, right? So the very basis and foundation of a lot of things in America was based on racism and like the exploitation of black bodies. So then when we look at our healthcare system today, it just kind of evolved with the times, where it's not like blatant, like, oh, we're going to take some black people off the street today, but it's not blatant, like it's not that type of way, but it's very undercover, like implicit bias, those thoughts you have. We all have implicit bias. When I see you, my mind automatically generates thoughts about you, right? But when you're in the healthcare and you're a doctor, and I look at a black woman and my thoughts are negative, how I treat you is based off of those thoughts. So there's like studies that show that they feel that black people don't feel pain like white people. We don't have a lot of like the nerves or neurons in our body to feel pain. So we feel pain either not at all or less than white folks. So then if I'm a doctor and I come in and see my doctor, I say, well, my pain is at a 10, right? They're going in their head, she's lying. She don't feel pain, right? So they might give me a medication for a level 5, and then I never get my, what needs to be addressed, right? So a lot of those things happen in the hospital that increases like C-section rates for black women, that increases like, not even just deaths, like we have the highest rate of like every morbidity you can think of. So that's high blood pressure, that is any intervention that happens during pregnancy, after pregnancy, and then even past like the high morbidity rate, we have the highest rate of just not being listened to. You have Serena Williams. I don't know how much money she is, about probably billions of dollars, internationally known. She's married to a white man. She had an interracial baby, and they still didn't listen to her. She could probably get 3 hospitals built.
What you mean they didn't listen to her?
She almost died giving birth. She kept telling them she was in pain. Something was wrong with my body. I need y'all to look at this. I need y'all to do this.
Wow.
And they ignored Serena Williams.
So you can only imagine what's going on in the community, in separate communities, like when you have like, and it is such a good topic, because it happens,
right.
It does. I remember in college, just a black man walking into a healthcare facility, and they were just like, okay, so what? And when we had our thing with Christiana Care, we were talking with Christiana Care, and that's what they were talking about also, the disparities within the black community when it comes to healthcare. So I can only imagine when you segue over to mothers giving birth, black, brown, whatever, like just that alone. So let me ask you, what is needed? What is needed to bring more awareness to your organization, or to make your organization grow? What is needed?
Yeah, so that can go many ways. So like in regards to like awareness, I need everyone talking about this, not just black women. I need black men to support black women. You don't even have to be intimately with the black woman, but you got a black mama, you got a black auntie, you got a black cousin. Like, support the woman in your network, in your community, right? And when it comes to this, be knowledgeable about it. Like, encourage breastfeeding in your family. Like, as a black woman, black man, give black women the support that we need, right? So I would say that awareness, even as someone, if you're not black, right? If you're a white woman or a white man, you could be an advocate and aware and use your privilege or your position to say, this is wrong. We need to change this. Support black-led organizations who are focused on reproductive justice rights, right? So those are ways you can, like, if you don't have any money or anything, that's ways you can support just by being vocal about these things, right? And being able to support the woman that you do know. If you know a black woman, make sure you're finding ways to support her during her pregnancy and postpartum. Other ways is donations, right? Always money, right? Always money, right? So we have a doula training program. We're trying to train more black women to become doulas. We also have a program where we work with black women in the postpartum stages to give them more resources and support. And then we also are looking to start partnering with some organizations to provide a doula for them to serve a population. So for example, if we get a partnership with Wilmington Housing Authority, we can have a doula go in and service all women who live in public housing, right? So like doing different things. So we want to get a doula to work with women who are experiencing domestic violence, women who are experiencing or battling with drug and alcohol addictions. Like, how do we make sure we're putting doulas in the most vulnerable populations who really need it, or the populations that are mostly ignored
Right.
and don't have resources, right? So how do we make sure we're pushing doulas? And that, I think that's through like donations, right? Really
Right.
money for us to be able to have those programs and be able to sustain those things.
It takes money. It takes money to do
It takes money. And then even last thing is like legislation. That is so key. We're working with state legislators on passing legislation like having doula coverage for Medicaid and private insurance, right? So how do we make sure that, because that's one barrier, is affording a doula. A doula can cost anywhere from $800 to like $1,500 to have one. And even for a working professional, coming up with $1,500 for some people just isn't it, right? So like how do we make sure we bridge those gaps and like making sure we get doulas into the prison system to work with women who are pregnant and incarcerated, right? That's another population. So we're working on legislation too, so you could support us. And I don't know if I can get my my website.
Yes, please do.
No website. Girl, you get that website.
Let us know. Let our viewers know.
Black Mothers Empower. So it's whatever's on the logo behind me. It's blackmothersempower.org. You can visit. You can review all of our programming. You can see how you can donate. You can donate to us in general, or you can, if you want to select or donate to a specific program, you can do that too. And then soon we'll have some ways for people to participate to be able to push legislation on a state level to be able to decrease the disparities that exist in our city, or our state actually. Yeah, that's how you can support.
And another way to support is Do More 24.
Yes.
You're on there. It's coming up on Thursday and Friday.
Yes, Thursday and Friday. Yeah, so we're participating in Delaware's Day of Giving. This is like after Thanksgiving when you do, what is it called? Right after Thanksgiving, Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday.
Yeah, this is like Delaware's Giving Tuesday, right? This is a day for you to give and support. So support Black Mothers in Power. We're trying to do good work in our state, in our city, to decrease and help babies and help mothers who need the support that they need to be able to just live and thrive and have choices in how they give birth and parent and be healthy. Like, you know, like basic things.
Everyone should be
like
healthy.
Everyone, like basic living things. Like I should be able to give birth and not feel like because I'm Black that I may be treated differently. Like those things shouldn't happen. Like we should live in a world where we just have choice and we're free to just be who we are. But that's what we're doing.
Well, we really appreciate you for coming in. Good Morning
you.
Wilmington and telling us about it. Definitely educated us and the viewers at home watching it.
Yes.
I'm really excited about your organization.
Yes, and Shanae, we wish you the best of luck. Continue doing what you're doing in our community, because individuals like you need to keep speaking up, having the conversation, and continuing the conversation. And we're glad we're able to give you that opportunity to get that message out. So thank you for coming on this show.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, and we wish you lots of luck. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
I did it.
Yep, me too.
I did it for my member artists. I did it for my community.
I did it for my audience.
I did it for my acting. I have a dream, a song to sing.
I did it for the people who want to come to Camp Rehoboth.
I did it for the people who want to come to Clear Space Theater.
To the Freeman Arts Pavilion.
The Possum Point Players.
I did it for the people who want to come to the Rehoboth Art League.
I did it for the people who want to come to Coastal Concerts. The people who support the arts in Delaware.
I got vaccinated.
I got vaccinated.
I got vaccinated. I got vaccinated.
It was quick, easy, and free.
Please join the arts community in Delaware.
And get vaccinated now.
Ta-da!
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
Our next guest is Antoinette Watson. Ms. Watson is the founder and CEO of The Stand DE, a chain of mobile food courts located in the city of Wilmington that offers career training and programs to teens. How are you, Ms. Watson?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. We're so glad you're here. So tell us a little bit more about the Stand DE.
Okay, so the Stand DE was founded in Wilmington, Delaware in 2018, and we started out as one cart. And the reason why I started the stand was because when I was younger, my pop-pop, he founded Cheryl's Water Ice on 27th for Market. And it was a little hut in the back of where Pizza's at now. It was a little garage there. And I worked there from like the age of 10 to 14. And being there, I really feel as though being at the stand, well, it was Cheryl's Water Ice, but the employees, our family, we call it the stand. And being there, I really learned so much. First of all, it kept me out of trouble. I had money in my pocket always. And I was like 10, I was 14, so I was really young. And as I was getting older, my background is in social work, so I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what can I do in my community to create change, to create, like, to help the youth in my community. I'm tired of them seeing the killings, I'm tired of the drugs, the addiction, and all that stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm going to recreate the experience of my childhood by working at Cheryl's Water Ice, and that's when I founded the stand, and it's been like a beautiful experience, like, ever since.
That's wonderful. How many years has the stand been in existence now?
Well, now 4. We're going on our 4th year.
4th year.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
It's a big
so congrats for taking it
Yes.
like 27th, you said, over on North Side.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then again, amazing people coming from the community that's doing some dope stuff. Right.
Yes.
The kids. What did the kids think? What did the teenagers think about it?
Oh my God, the kids love it. So last year we had our first like cohort of teens, and they really love it. They feel as though like being in the program. Some of them start out, they're really shy. They struggle with anxiety and all these different like mental health issues, some of them. And by working at the stand from the beginning to the end, they like, oh my God, I can talk to people now. Now I know how to manage money. Now I know how to, like, I have overcome some of my anxieties that were once a thing that was pushing me back, but it's not pushing me back no more. Like, they're pushing past their weaknesses. And that's one of the greatest things about the program. Like, it really works.
Yes, no, you're providing resources and training to our the younger generation, which is so necessary as they continue to grow and pursue their career ambitions. They will have these skills that they've already acquired and established, which is so beneficial. Put it on their resume. They'll get hired much faster.
Yeah, because I think Vincenza was so important about this. What I like about it, right, is the workforce development.
Yes.
When it comes to the teens.
Yes.
Like, everyone is doing stuff for adults, the workforce for adults, but this is something that's grown from the hood, if you will, right from the concrete, to help these kids. Like we're talking about money management. We're talking about public speaking. We're talking about just management in the whole of how to and entrepreneurship. So, God dang it, girl, that's what's up.
And confidence building, which is again so important, and it's developed through experience, hands-on experience, which you're providing our younger generation, and I love it. I already told Antinette before we started the show. I said we need to connect because I am hiring at my restaurant, and I'm sure you have some great employees that are looking to continue their experience in the workforce, and I'm hiring. So
and
send them all my way.
Yes.
So what are some of the, say, give me an example of a story, a success story that works.
Okay, so for instance, I have my one, I'm going to say first my godchild, because he was working with me since the beginning, since 2018. So when he first started working at the stand, he was very shy, he was very quiet, he was just very laid back. He didn't want to like really use his voice and like just put himself out there. So now after being 4 years in the program, he's like, he's more vocal, he's more confident, he has those skills. And then also, like being at the program, like I feel like I have a million success stories, because then we have but my last group, so they not only did they work at the stand, but they had the opportunity to work at the teen warehouse. And working at the teen warehouse, they was able to gain some farther like experience, not only with food services, but like administrative skills and stuff like that.
So you develop a daggone pathway program.
Yes, I am.
That's what you got. Okay,
Yes,
I see what you did there, girl. I see what you did.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. From there to there, and then working together with the teen warehouse and Logan, what they're doing. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. What else do you need? What do you need from the community? More support, more of the word going out. What do you need?
I definitely need just more support, as in we're looking to not only have the teens work in the food service industry, but we want to expand past all industries. We have teens that's interested in like working with children, working with electronics, working in technology, working in like all these different type of areas. So we want to expand in that way. We also need speakers and mentors to come out to talk to the teens and support the teens and let them know like it's a positive people in the community, it's a positive adults in the community, and they're willing to share their resources, share their time within our program, and that's really like important. Also, we have May 19th, we're having our The Stand Gives Back, and that's where the teens in our program now, and they have created like 5 things that they want to do in our time together. One of them is they're really passionate about helping the homeless. So we're creating hygiene bags. So if y'all would like to donate to our hygiene bags, follow us on Facebook or The Stand DE on Instagram, and we can figure out how to coordinate us meeting with each other to pick up the donations or drop-off sites.
Now, look, I'll tell you this, and I'm going to throw Markevis in here, right? Markevis is from Riverside. I'm from South Bridge, right? If you want, and you could talk to the producer about it and bring the kids by here, and then we can just have a little powwow with them about, you know, it's important for them to see people like us that came from the same street corner, you know, in the same area, to say, okay, you two can also do something,
That's
you know,
right.
and be better.
Yes, I would really love that.
So
they would love that.
Yeah, you go with that, Markevis? And that is Markevis from NerdItNow.
That's right.
Make sure you go check NerdItNow out. All right. But
And he'll be on later, so we'll get to
yeah, he's on next.
Yeah, he's on next. So
but his story is amazing. And again, I think that when you have children like that, teenagers like that have some type of just someone that looks like them, it can go a very, very long way. And that's what happened to Markevis. We saw people in our growing up, and now this is how we are. So it's not even a give back, it's a give up.
That's
so
right.
we would be more than happy.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, we might have some more people here to do it.
Yes, I already kind of talked to him about it too. So I'm just like, that's good. This is all in alignment.
That's
and I can't wait. Yeah.
Networking and connecting and supporting each other, and that's what's
right.
really key. That's what's really key. So what advice would you give the youth who are maybe hesitant to enter the workforce?
First of all, I would let them know that it's all a part of your journey, you know? And at the end of the day, you might have these skills starting out where you might seem shy, where you might seem like, oh my God, this is so scary. But at the end of the day, just take that first step forward and just know that you are not by yourself. There's a lot of programs in the city of Wilmington that's helping teens get jobs, but also learn leadership skills, workforce skills, customer service skills, and all of that. So reach out, use your resources. Know that it's not about what you go through, it's what you grow through. And just know that every experience is a growing experience. And the city of Wilmington, like, we have you. We really do. So we got this.
I love that.
I love
what
it.
you go through. I love that. I love that. We are definitely going to connect after the show. I love that.
We should change the name of the show to like Good Vibrations or something. You know what I mean?
Good vibes, Wilmington.
Yeah, Good Vibes Wilmington. Hashtag Good Vibes Wilmington.
I love that. So where do you see the Stand DE in the next 5 years?
So we have 2 mobile carts in the trailer now. I definitely want to get a restaurant. I want to get a convenience store. And then I also want to be like the #1 social enterprise in the tri-state area. Like, it's not about just our food. We're about our teens and our community. And we just want to continue to create impact in communities in Wilmington, but also communities like Wilmington. It's really important to us.
That's beautiful. She got it. She already has a plan. She already making an impact in the community. I mean, congratulations. Congrats.
Yeah, so how can our audience support the Stand DE? Is there social media outlets that we can follow? Website? Let us know.
Give it to them all.
Yes, for sure. So please follow us on Facebook at Facebook/TheStandDE, and also Instagram at TheStandDE. And we're getting our website created right now. So if you follow us on those social media accounts, you'll know when our website becomes live, which will be in about May.
Got it.
Love it. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget, reach out to Najee. We can line it up for the students. For more information, make sure you go and give them that website again.
Facebook/TheStandDE.
Right.
Facebook/TheStandDE. Check us out.
Check us out. I'm like, I already put myself in the group. Check us out. We'll be right back with Mr. NerdItNow.
Yes.
How would I describe DETV? DETV is a group of us who are just doing what we love to do best, and that's bringing Delawareans the news that's been missing for far too long in TV news.
DETV to me is a bunch of
hardworking professionals that come in and day out to provide the best content, the best programming that we can provide, because we care about this state and the viewers and the residents, our neighbors, our communities, our families, our friends. And we want to just provide them with the best content possible, and we're so privileged to be able to do so.
I would describe DETV as a powder keg. Energy undefined.
I looked around my surrounding communities and still saw that there's this huge digital divide, and that's where NerdItNow came from. Here at NerdItNow, we consist of 4 different pillars. One, we have the Nerdit Kiosk, which you might see on Shark Tank being pitched. We have Nerdit Recycling, which is helping fuel the technology given back into the communities. We have Nerdit Cares, formerly known as Nerdit Foundation. And then last but not least, we have the store, NerdItNow, making sure that we're able to repair consumer devices.
The ride has been a bit overwhelming at times, but when I see the growth, it just gets me excited. It started in Markevis' mother's basement. So it's just like to see the growth from him actually living in the community, doing work, and then a storefront, and now an even larger space with different facets of the business now. It's just exciting.
Computers are hard to come by. It's not only hard to come by, but the moment something breaks, people think, I'm gonna get rid of it.
Nerd Recycle, we take the equipment from either vendors or donations that we receive that is no longer in use. We take parts from those devices to fix other devices that we can then give back to the community through the Nerd Foundation.
We were giving out 100 computers every year. And post-COVID and throughout COVID, we've reached over 2,000 computers. Within the past 2 years, I would say, we've grown tremendously.
We see other big organizations that we would have never thought really care about our small little NerdItNow and say, no, we're going to be intentional at helping you close that digital divide.
We train students to come through the pre-apprenticeship, and through this pre-apprenticeship, you're getting your certifications to get the knowledge of what it's like to become a technician and work in that field of IT. Then we go on to the hands-on part. You will learn to fix an iPad, you will learn to fix a cell phone, RAM, the hard drive.
What I've basically been doing is breaking down the general basics of computing and networking. The foundation side just wants as many people to have access to technology and to know that technology that they're accessing.
Our end goal is for you to not become a just technician, not just a manager, but a franchise owner of your own. We'll give you a franchise. You go into a new community, and then you continue this circle of life all over again.
When people recycle with us, they're also helping train people, and they're also helping fund that laptop or computer to go back out into the community.
Now, with computers being so essential with this new norm that we live in, everyone has a right to have access to a computer. So the bigger picture is just being able to provide devices to homes, communities of need.
We take the students, and you come into the store environment. Now you're seeing what it's like to work a retail store, potentially manage a retail store, or take the mobile ambulance and take that out into a community. So instead of people having to travel to us, that now you're very accessible to them.
It's great to see that the community here internally is coming together to really make this mission come to pass.
I think it's truly just about giving back in the best ways that we can. My version of giving back isn't necessarily giving away 500 laptops, but if I can teach someone how to work on a laptop, it's all about helping someone else be better than they were yesterday.
It's kind of like, this excites people here. This is something that everyone here is very interested in, but on top of that, we also want it to be accessible to our community.
You can make all the money in the world, but I'm much happier today, and I'm making a much larger impact than I could have ever done. So for that, thankful.
Last but not least, we are here with the founder of NerdItNow, Markevis. And I say that with great passion because Markevis is not just guest. He's my brother from another mother. We come from the grit, we come from the mud, and we just motivate each other. We've been motivating each other before all the fame, right? So now he's a local tech company. He is the owner and the founder of a local tech company here in Wilmington that fixes computers, from computers to everything. Mr.
Cell
Nerd
phones and
Cell
everything.
phones and all that. And the great part about it, he gives back to the community. That's what his company's all is based on. So please welcome the owner, the founder, Mr. Markevis of NerdItNow.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Ivan. It's been such a pleasure to watch how DETV has grown from where it's been to where it's at today, and just giving back to the community. So again, it's a blessing to be with us today.
I already need that. Brother, thank you. Again, what is NerdItNow? They heard it from me, but what is NerdItNow?
So when people see NerdItNow and they see Shark Tank, and I like to remind the people of the kid that grew up in the Riverside area, the kid that was donated a laptop at 12 years old and whose whole life's trajectory was changed. I went to Howard High School where I became a Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. Went to college, lived in China for 5 years, came back and saw that my community was still in need. We needed to close that digital divide. So 7 years ago almost, I started my 2-bedroom apartment and said, each year we're going to donate 100 computers. But to make that sustainable, we're going to start a little IT company. So we purchase, repair, resell computer phones or tablets with the mission to close 3 divides. Digital, income, and wealth divide. With the digital divide, we donate 100 computers and train people. With the income divide, we train people how to get livable wages within the tech space, but our end goal isn't for you to become a technician or a manager. We want you to become, close the wealth divide, own your own store, your own ambulance, open up your own recycling operation, and do it again. That's NerdItNow.
Wow. I had a chance to visit your website and research and see all the resources and the education and the tools that you offer. And I will be calling you. I will be calling you because I think it's important that you are not only offering this help, but you're going to these businesses. You're not just residential, but also commercial, if I'm correct.
Correct.
So you're providing all this help to so many different people, as well as making a difference in the community, which I love about your company. So tell our viewers a little bit more about how they could, more about like the mission of why you're doing what you're doing.
So again, the underlying goal is to make sure that we close the wealth divide by closing the digital divide. We go ahead and through the ambulance where we go to residential places, people said in the beginning it was stupid. This will never work. But it was that same idea that got us to Shark Tank in the very beginning. That same idea that's blessed this business time after time after time after again. And we want to make sure that we're just making sure that no technology is going into the landfill. We recently became the first certified recycler in the state of Delaware for IT equipment. We take all this equipment, we repair it, we sell some of it, we donate a whole lot back into the community. 2015 and 2019, we donated 538 computers.
Wow.
2020, 5,000.
Wow.
2021, we're up to 6,000. We're still going.
Now you're donating these computers, right, to schools?
We're donating it to schools. We're donating, which are at the end going into the hands of the students. We're donating to a lot of workforce development programs, a lot of nonprofits all throughout the state, making sure, like we heard some of these schools say, hey, we're sending a computer home to the student, but there's 5 students in the house. That one computer can't help them when they're trying to do their Zoom class. So we make sure every student gets their own Chromebook.
Wow, do you really?
Yes, I'm sure through this pandemic, your company has become more of, there's been more of a demand.
Yes.
Because of Zoom. You mentioned that right now.
Correct.
Because of Zooming.
I think when the pandemic began, we were already donating computers. We realized how big the digital divide was.
Yes.
And they said, who's been doing this? NerdItNow's been doing this. So we
right.
got the support to be able to go ahead and do it 10 times forward. To think in 5 years, 500 computers, 1 year, 10 nets. It was mind-boggling for us to see how much our company grew. And people looking like, okay, Markevis, you're growing, so what you driving now? Where you living now? Nope, same guy.
Yeah, same guy. This is not about flash. This is the
Not
same
at all.
guy, same heart and everything. Some of the people that support NerdItNow, some of the companies and organizations, they think this is a phenomenal, what you're doing is phenomenal. And I remember when we talked back in 19, like, I want to say Discover was like, they're backing you 100%, whatever you need, Markevis.
Yes.
Because when you, especially when this gap came, right, and this thing came in, when the pandemic came, kids in the inner city schools and the urban schools, and black and brown kids, and then it's not even just about black and brown kids, it's about kids all over, right? They were not getting with the tools that they need, and Markevis was him and his company were the ones that stood into that gap and to make sure that kids at Kumba, kids at what other schools?
Man, we did Kumba, we've been over at Warner, we've been at Howard,
Riverside,
everywhere, man.
That
It's
ambulance
just
is everywhere,
everywhere.
giving away computers. So what has been some, and I'm all about impact and success stories. Can you give me a success story of like, look.
He has so many.
Yeah.
I mean, back in 2017 when we were in a small storefront, a customer come in, I need to buy a new computer, or can we fix this one here? I'm looking at their computer and realizing it's gonna cost me 10 times more than just giving them a computer. So let me see your computer, see this one? It's 10 years newer, you can have it. Wow. They come back 5 years later, look, that computer helped get my kid through college.
Yes.
This right here is changing the trajectory of our life.
Right.
And this is time after time watching kids come through our workforce development program. They were going in the wrong trajectory. You know how it is. A lot of our friends, our family, they went the wrong way. I said, here's a computer, now here's a class. Let's go this way. You show them what you can become, because a lot of times they can't see that. And it's just been time after time after time of watching people just change their whole trajectory and moving in a positive way.
Wow.
Let's talk about, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, please.
Look.
I'm really eager to find out more about the company, because I can't wait to connect after the show.
Yeah, right,
I need computer help myself. But it just what you're doing for the community and providing these devices that are so critical for learning now. Not everyone is tech savvy, and not everyone has the ability to have the most updated technology. And the fact that you're getting these updated devices in the hands of these kids so they can learn the way that they need to, so they can build their confidence, is just so important. So I do have one question, I'm sorry.
Go next.
So tell us about the apprenticeship program that you do at NerdItNow.
Cool, so we have a 3-month pre-apprenticeship program where people get 4 certifications leading up to the A+ certification. That was the one anchor certification for me to be where I'm at today. You go through this program, you're promised a livable wage immediately after, or you can go through our apprenticeship program where you get 4 additional certifications, get a year worth of tech support experience, and then go off and kill it. We had one person, we partnered with over Tariq and Stephanie over at Code Differently. One student went through our pre-apprenticeship, followed up with their pre-apprenticeship, and went on and made $83,000 a year afterwards. I'm like, oh, winning, we're winning.
Yeah.
Yes, that's winning.
Let's talk about freaking Shark Tank. What was that experience like?
Spoiler alert, we did not get the deal. But
you made it
oh
to
my
Shark
goodness,
Tank.
we made it to Shark Tank.
Exposure.
I remember when we went to Shark Tank, we pitched the concept, we got this kiosk out there, and we were like, okay, we're gonna make it. We didn't make it. I was bummed at first. A couple of weeks later, we went to Japan. Me, my wife, and my kid. Was like, we're in Japan. This little Asian lady comes up to me and she says, "You, Shark Tank." At that moment, I knew we got it. I'm glad we didn't get the deal. I asked for $150,000 for 10% of my business. Following year, COVID came. We started getting some support. We got the $150,000 without giving out any equity in our business and able to help the community in a big way. Shark Tank was such a blessing, but it was even more of a blessing to not get the deal. Love it.
Everything comes full circle.
Yes, it
And
does.
everything happens for a reason.
When you have a good heart, it shows up on your doorstep.
Yes.
And he has a good heart.
Yes.
I can tell. I know that Ivan spoke so highly about you before you even stepped onto the show, but I could just tell your energy, your passion for NerdItNow, what you're doing in the community. I can sense it. It's there, and you do have a good heart.
I tell people again, like, it's not just about NerdItNow. It's about kids that grew up in an underserved community. I don't care what color, race, or national origin you are. But if you believe that it's yours, so claim it. Me, a Christian, could sit next to a Muslim, could sit next to a Buddhist, who believe in a law of attraction, believe it. If you throw it into the universe, it'll come back to you, but nobody ever promised that it will be easy. And that's been my story here at NerdItNow. I said it's mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is mine. I'm claiming it.
What did you learn from China? Your first trip to China?
My first trip to China, well, actually, I went 1 month in college. I was like, one day I'm gonna come back. Didn't think it was gonna really happen, but when I actually went there for the second time, my intent was to stay there for 4 months. 5 years later, I worked for an import-export company while teaching at a university, and then I started my own bar. Now, though working in a bar, owning a bar wasn't something that I was passionate about.
Wait a minute, you owned a bar in China?
Bruh. I had 12 waitresses, 3 bartenders, and a bar manager. I was loving life in China, traveling all over.
How's your Chinese?
你要我说中文我就说中文，我中文说太好了。Yeah, bruh. I
What
loved
did you
it.
say?
Whatever you want me to say in Chinese, I'll say it because I speak it pretty well.
Impressive. Impressive.
My time in China, it taught me, one, how to be more open to diversity. I grew up in a black community. I was around black people and only black people. Now I felt more open around different people of different cultures, but moreover, it taught me how to run a business. Opening up my business was able to translate directly into NerdItNow, no longer being a hustle, but starting a brand, and that changed my life.
Right.
What makes you, and that's a great segue to the next question, all these other IT companies out here, what sets NerdItNow apart?
We're here for the community. We're doing it for the community. I'm not trying to make the money. I'm giving it back to the community. When we set forth by donating 100 computers in the very beginning, all of the people in the world were telling us it was stupid. It's not sustainable. But this is our mission. Our customers are family. We're going to give back to the community, which has given so much to us. And for that, it's a blessing.
Right. So how can our audience support NerdItNow? Let us know. Where can we go? Where can we follow?
Cool. Please follow us on social media, NerdItNow. You can look at our website, nerditnow.com. NerdItCares is our foundation, which donates the technology, and we also offer all of our pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs. Google Markevis, Gideon, you'll see everything. I'm in like 20 million different things right now. Just look me up.
Everything. On everything.
Yes, please reach out to me if I can support you in any way. Our community is really, our company is really committed to giving back to the community. So if any way that Nerdy can support DETV, if Nerdy can support the Wilmington, greater Wilmington area, you know we here.
Same here. You need us, we're here for you, bro. You know how
yes,
we get
sir.
down.
All love, bro.
From the concrete, there you go. A rose grows. What do you think about today's show?
Another great show, Ivan, as always, and always influential people doing amazing things in our community.
Yeah.
I think we keep setting the bar higher and higher, but I keep getting blown away with so many wonderful people that we have in our state.
Yes.
We may be small, but we are mighty.
We are mighty. Markevis, thank you again for coming. We really appreciate you, man.
No problem
Many
at all.
blessings to you and NerdItNow family. Vincenza.
Ivan.
Jeez. It's like every time that the show's over, I'm like kind of mad that it's over, but I'm so happy because again, the guests today were phenomenal. We had Sinead Darby, Black Mothers in Power.
Right.
We had Antoinette
Watson, the Stand DE.
Yeah, and Markevis, Gideon, and NerdItNow. And wow, like, I hope you at home are watching this and saying, how can I support?
Right.
Again, this is not about a show about flash. This is about a show about people and bringing our audience to the people that are doing some amazing things. So follow along, make a donation. They all have nonprofits. Even if it's $1, it's $1 to put them in the right, to help them continue the great stuff that God has put on their heart to do.
Right, exactly. And every little bit counts. So please, take a look at all these nonprofits, these organizations, these small business owners in our state. We're here to help each other. I always believe you help the community will help you. It's all about giving back and doing the right thing. Yeah. So again, another great show, but more importantly, we have to thank our sponsors, Ivan.
Let's go. Yeah. DART, thank you so much for believing in this. Thank you, DART.
Yes, Wi-Fi and Trust Construction.
And Out and About Magazine.
Yes, Out and About Magazine.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And we will see
you. Hold on, wait a minute. What you say? Oh,
see you Friday. All right, have a good day, everyone.